Hey, my name is Alice, and I grew up in a very wealthy family. My parents gave me an allowance of $50,000 per month, even though I was only 9 years old. I used the money to buy hundreds of designer clothes without ever wearing them. I also had a private chauffeur who often drove me to our private horse ranch. One time, while riding a horse, I lost a diamond necklace my dad had given to me as a birthday gift. It was worth $500,000, but when I noticed it was gone, I was too lazy to go back to the horse ranch and search for it, and the next day, I had already forgotten about it. It was a careless life, and I didn't appreciate any of it, not even our maids. I'm embarrassed to admit this, but sometimes I was too lazy to flush the toilet myself, so my maids had to do it for me. But one day, everything changed. I was 11 when my parents got prosecuted for doing a Ponzi scheme. I can't explain what that is, but they basically stole other people's money, which is why both of them went to prison serving a 30-year and 15-year sentence. They also had to give back all the money they had stolen, which meant I didn't just lose my parents, but also the luxuries I grew up with. The government brought me into an orphanage where I had to share a room with 2 older girls. They were very mean and stole my laptop and clothes so they could sell them for money. I had nothing left, and my supervisor gave me some old rags that had holes all over them. I hated living in an orphanage. Many of the other kids had been abused growing up, and now they enjoyed making my life hell. But still, no one had it harder than Maria. After my supervisor told me what her parents had done to her, I had nightmares for days. I didn't know humans could be so evil. Unfortunately, her brain never had the chance to fully develop, and most of the time she was just staring at the walls. When I went over to her and asked her how her day was, she only said, "Good," and I could tell she didn't trust me. But I kept on spending time with her, and slowly we became friends. One time, I tried to give her a hug, but she got so frightened that she pushed me away. I guess she was scared of physical contact because she was beaten as a kid. When I asked her if her parents had ever given her a hug, she said no. I felt so bad for her. And then I learned that Maria would be kicked out of the orphanage at age 18. I couldn't believe it. Maria wasn't smart enough to work a normal job, which meant that she would end up homeless. I was petrified thinking about what people on the streets would do to a helpless girl like her. I knew I had to find a solution. And then I remembered the necklace I had lost on my parents' horse ranch as a kid. Maybe it was still there. I decided to rent a metal detector to go search for it. When I arrived, the whole horse ranch was completely abandoned. But luckily, it only took me about 2 hours to find my old diamond necklace. I was so happy I had tears in my eyes, because if I sold this necklace, I'd have enough money to make sure Maria wouldn't be homeless. But then I made a big mistake. I went to a jeweler to sell the necklace, but he thought I had stolen it from someone and called the cops. They immediately confiscated it and said my parents had bought it with stolen money, so I couldn't get it back. Wow, I was devastated and couldn't believe I'd been stupid enough to simply try and sell a $500,000 necklace. But in the end, there is always a way. And 2 months before Maria turned 18, I dropped out of high school and got a job as a salesperson. It allowed me to make enough money to rent a small room where Maria and I can both live in. And the cool thing about being a salesperson is that no one cares if you graduated from college or not, and there are so many career opportunities. I can't put into words how much I love Maria. She is the reason I get out of bed in the morning and try to do my best. I can't complain. My life is a life worth living. Thank you for listening to my story, and please subscribe to this channel.